We do begin with some sad news in horse racing. 3 more horses have died since Wild on Ice was euthanized following an injury last week. That is now 4 horses in the last 6 days. According to the Daily Racing Forum, a 4-year-old filly named Parents Pride died after collapsing on the turf at Churchill Downs there on opening night. Then yesterday, Chasing Artie collapsed after a race. Another filly, Take Charge Brianna, also fell on the turf course and was euthanized because of an injury. Now this morning we did speak to Safi Joseph Jr., who trained both Parents Pride and Chasing Artie.
Right now we have no answers, and when you have no answers for something, it shakes you. It rocks you because, as I said, it's different to a horse getting hurt and getting injured. That's something that you could say, well, misfortune, even if it happens twice like that. This is something that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? It doesn't happen this often, and I'm shattered basically. You know what I mean? Because I know it can't happen. Like it's mind-boggling. Like the odds of it happening twice is a trillion. I run 4,000 horses, almost 4,000 horses, and never happened like that. So it doesn't make sense.
Joseph said all the blood work came back fine, and they are still trying to find out exactly what happened. This morning, Animal Wellness Action released a statement saying, in part, we remain especially concerned about breeding practices that value speed over bodily integrity and about track surfaces that may be putting the animals and the jockeys at risk of life and limb. The work of Churchill Downs on the federal anti-doping legislation was very noteworthy and positive, but very significant horse wellness issues remain an ongoing concern. It should be a top priority for Churchill Downs and all other tracks to make horse welfare their top priority. That full statement can be found right now online at WHAS11.com. We have also reached out to Churchill Downs for a statement and are waiting their return. Isaiah Kim Martinez will be speaking to a veterinarian about this today. You'll have that comment from them coming up in our early evening shows beginning at 4. 3 Louisville McDonald locations are being fined nearly $40,000 for violating child labor laws, and we have just confirmed one of them is the McDonald's restaurant on Taylor Boulevard. You might remember we covered this story when this video went viral back in August. You can see 2 young children working that drive-through window around 11 o'clock at night. The Department of Labor confirmed the Louisville franchise, operated by Bauer Food LLC, had a pair of 10-year-olds who would work the drive-through window and even operate a deep fryer. This location was one of dozens penalized throughout a multi-state investigation from Kentucky to Indiana, Maryland, and Ohio. The report revealed hundreds of employees under 16 years old were working too many hours, some of them till 2 a.m. The violations have resulted in more than $200,000 in fines. A Louisville woman says her granddaughter was left locked inside of a local daycare after everyone had left for the day. It happened at the Little Angels Enrichment Center on West Broadway near Dixie. Our Alexis Jones reached out to the daycare's owner for an explanation.
A nightmare for a Louisville grandmother.
I went ballistic. Screaming, crying, I was out of my mind.
Barbara Martin recalls the crippling moment when 8-month-old Aza Michelle was locked inside of a daycare. Martin says Little Angels Enrichment Center typically closes no earlier than 6. But when she and her family arrived at 5:30 on Friday, the doors were locked and they heard crying inside.
She's just screaming in there in the dark by herself. We heard her screaming, but we just couldn't get to her.
Martin immediately called 911, but before police arrived, she says her children were able to open the back door with tree branches.
They was running through the daycare trying to find her. She was just screaming. And they found her in a playpen on the floor,
which Martin says an employee told her they forgot to check before leaving early. And to make matters worse, Martin says owner Aaliyah Lee asked her to keep the incident quiet. I spoke to Lee today. She offered her apologies.
I do feel bad and I'm very apologetic for what happened. And nothing like this has ever happened.
However, according to inspection reports on Kentucky's Child Care Center database, the daycare has a history of compliance issues dating back to 2016. Investigations allege school-aged children were left outside of the daycare alone, a substitute with a history of child abuse and neglect cases, and a crash that sent 3 children to the hospital by ambulance. There were also 3 more incidents leading to the investigations in 2016 and 11 in total between 2017 and today.
how many other babies have they done something to that the mothers didn't come and say nothing about?
Right now, the daycare is under a plan of correction to fix the issues within the facility. But Martin stresses when it comes to children, that's not enough.
They need to shut them down because they neglected my baby. Sorry just don't cut it for me.
In Louisville, Alexis Jones, WHS11 on your side.
So many unanswered questions still in this case, like why that daycare closed early with no warning to parents and caregivers. We'll keep you updated as we learn more about this. A southern Indiana school bus driver is being called a hero after a fire broke out on a bus. It happened yesterday afternoon just after 3 on Bethany Road in Deputy, Indiana. That's just west of Madison. The district said veteran bus driver Jesse Ritzline was able to get everyone off this bus so quickly. Fortunately, no one was hurt. A deputy with the Jefferson County, Indiana Sheriff's Office told us it appeared the fire started near the engine. It stayed contained to that front of the bus. The cause, though, still under investigation. Some promising news on LMPD officer Nick Wilt, who was shot while responding to the Old National Bank mass shooting last month. His family says he is making progress. In a post on the Metro Police Foundation Facebook page, they revealed his lungs were improving enough that allowed him to move back to U of L Hospital. We were also told earlier on that he started opening his eyes this week. Wilt was previously at Jewish with a lung infection. He is still listed in critical condition but remains stable. Well, an online bourbon raffle has already raised more than $54,000 for the family of Joshua Barrick, one of the Old National Bank employees who died that day. This raffle came together through several donations from individuals, local businesses, and various distilleries. Up to 130 bottles are up for grabs, plus various experiences related to them that you can win. The event is live right now until Friday, May 12th at midnight. Winners will be announced on May 15th via live stream at 8 p.m. Well, police have arrested a 19-year-old for bringing a gun to school. Authorities say Jamari Briscoe had a stolen gun with him and an extended magazine at Western High. Briscoe was arrested and charged with unlawful possession of a weapon on school property and receiving stolen property.